Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day. Here's our question of the day. An economist modeled the demand Q for a certain product as a linear function of the selling price P. The demand was 20,000 units when the selling price was $40 per unit, and the demand was 15,000 units when the selling price was $60 per unit. Based on this model, what is the demand in units when the selling price is $55 per unit? That's an interesting pattern there, right? Isn't 55 is no 55 is not midpoint between 40 and 60. There are a lot of ways to do this problem, because these are all proportional, and So 55, there are a lot of ways to do it. The standard way is to write Oops, I have to annotate. Try to write the equation y is equal to mx plus b. This is a linear equation. Figure out the equation, and then put the 55 in for x, and then you get the answer.
Yeah.
That's not a bad way. You can use Desmos. We could do that. We can make a table in Desmos, and we can go the demand 40 and 20,000, and then 60. 15,000, and play the Desmos game, and we can get the equation Desmos, and we'll do that. Yeah, and then you could do it proportionally, can't you? If it was midpoint, if it was 10, if it was $50, it would be in between. It would be $17.50, 17,500. These thousands are annoying. You could just change these to 20 and 15. So. And then if you go from 40 to 60, the middle point is 50. And that's 17,500. And this is, look at this. You could do it this way. And this 60 is 15,000. So the 55 is in between the 50 and the 60. So it's the average of these two numbers. So don't even bother just looking at the number. That's the average. Oh, they're too close to each other, right? So you just average these two numbers, and that's the answer. You just average this, and that's the answer. So that's not a bad way to go. So, what do you think, Seth?
That's good.
Yeah, that's not a bad way. That uses a pattern, which the SAT is. Notice that. I made my own mistake. I was typing 15,000 and 17,000. You just type 17 and a half and 15, and you take the average of that, and it's 16 and a quarter. So it's this one. I just did 17.5 plus 15 divided by 2, and you get 30. You get 16 and a quarter. That's this one. Yeah, so a lot of ways to do this problem. At least 3.
Yeah.
You don't seem.
Well, I'm not arguing.
Yeah. So to do it this way, which is sort of the longest way, but the most straight arrow way, is you have two equations. A line in linear equation, which is represented by a line, is made up of, as long as the slope is not, as long as it's not horizontal or vertical. For now, let's talk about not the special cases, but the normal cases where you have a non-zero or defined slope. A line is made up of 2 points. So you give us the 2 points, we give you the line. So the way to do that is you figure out the slope. So this is a difference of 5. It goes down by 5, but it goes up by 20. So the slope is negative a quarter. So y is equal to negative a quarter x plus b. And then you have to put one of these numbers in to solve for b. So 20, I'm knocking out the thousands. 20 is negative 1/4 times 40 plus b. Now, negative a quarter, this is where we always make mistakes. It's easy to make mistakes. It's negative 10 plus b. Oh, it looks like b is 30, doesn't it? B is 30, so this would be plus 30. So if you want to do 55, I guess you do need a calculator. So it's 55 divided by 4 times negative 1 plus 30, which is 16 and a quarter. So you put the 55 in here,
Yeah.
and you could see that this works great, except it takes a little bit of time.
Mm.
Is 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pattern, but let's talk about pattern. Pattern really kicks in here. I mean, if they happen to say $55.23 here per unit, then you wouldn't have any sort of pattern at all. You would have to then write the equation one way or the other.
Mm.
So, should we go over in Desmos how to actually how to do this and write an equation? It's sort of interesting. It's a new. We never grew up with Desmos, but you have a table. Now, it's helpful in these problems to recognize what depends on what. What is the independent variable? What is the dependent variable? What do you want to let x be? What do you want to let y be? When you have this relationship, in the end, it doesn't matter, but it's really helpful to keep that straight. And the demand depends on the selling price. So the dependent variable is the demand, which is 20, which would be the y. And the independent variable is the x, which would be traditionally called the x, is this number. And that's why we have this table, x, y. That's important if you're going to go Desmos. Because if you go Desmos, you actually have to keep track of that.
Mm.
So I guess we need to clear all the drawings. We need to go like this. We need to add Desmos. Go to Desmos in here. We are going to.
Well, did you check the answer?
No. So let's do that. Yeah. Oh my God! Look at that. It was a. Okay, so this is how you do it in Desmos. You do plus table. X1 is 40. Tab. We'll just do 20. Okay. And then you do this little arrow thing. 60. If you're going to do it this way, practice on your Desmos before you get into the test.
Yeah.
And then you do Y1 squiggly sign MX1 plus B. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's the equation. M is negative 1/4 x plus B. Fine. So we could do, look at this. We could do f of x equals negative 1/4 x plus 30. And over here, f of 55. Boom. There we go. Look at that. So the calculator could do all the calculations for you. It runs the risk of if you don't understand what you're doing, this is very dangerous because you think you know something more than you do. So be careful. Make sure you understand what this is doing and just use the calculator as a tool rather than have the calculator, rather than just blindly using the calculator and not understanding what's going on. Please. Please, please, please. So what do you think? Pretty cool, right?
That's good. Yeah.
Pretty cool. This is called regression. And it could be very helpful if it's not linear. Yeah, very helpful. Okay. So should we see how today's Throwback Thursday. So when we're done today, we're gonna do a Throwback Thursday question. So let's see how they did it. I'm sure they did not say to use Desmos. Okay, so they did it the normal way, the way that the straight arrow way. They actually wrote an equation. Yeah, it's too bad they didn't mention that taking use of that pattern. Now they have 250p. Oh, maybe because they're working in thousands. Yeah. You don't need to work in thousands. It's just annoying. It just adds extra numbers, slows you down a little. So, okay. So today's Throwback Thursday. Oh no, we asked the questions. Yeah, the questions here. Calculator. Does a calculator help? Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if you use Desmos, of course, and you may need a calculator to do some of the calculations here and down in this area. Does it start with a guess? No, the guess. No, you can't back solve this. No, it doesn't make any sense. Is there a pattern? Yes, we talked about the pattern. 50 is the middle, but 55 is the middle of the upper of the between 50 and 60. So that really helped. That's a great way to save some time. How is this different from a school test? No, they can ask this question on a school test. And what is the main idea? Oh, the main idea is so clear. They want you to be able to write and deal with a linear equation word problem one way or the other, to recognize that this is a linear equation and either write the equation or use patterns and use the relationship that things are in linear proportion to each other. They want you to really understand how to take a linear equation word problem and solve it one way or the other.
The particular name for this problem is interpolation.
Yes.
Linear interpolation.
That's right. Linear, very good. That's right. In fact, it's possible Desmos can, I don't know if Desmos can graph it. Yeah, right. This is 40. This is 60. This is 20. Oops. This is 20. This is 15. And it goes like this. And you want to know, at 55, what is that?
I guess my favorite solution is to realize that 5,000 is halfway between 4,000 and 6,000, and then 5,500 is halfway between 5,000 and 6,000. So you first take the price, or that's halfway between the two prices, to get a new price,
right?
And then take as the answer the price that's halfway between the new price and the higher price.
Isn't that what I did?
Yeah, that's what you did at the very beginning.
That's what I did at the very beginning. Yeah.
I really like that way.
It's a it's a good, really fast.
That's a pattern. It's a take advantage of a pattern.
Yes, and saves you precious time. Precious time. Yeah. Okay. So if you're weak at all on this stuff, then go to go to Khan Academy and study up on linear equations. Very, very important. There will almost certainly be a question like this on every test. Probably on Module 1, because it's not that hard of a question. Okay. Well, believe it or not, and this is surprising, they called this a difficult question, which they're a little, I think they're a little off, difficulty high. So today is Throwback Thursday, when we go back to tests that are from 25 years ago, when the tests didn't necessarily go over what exactly you learned in school. So you'll see these questions, they you'll see. Okay, so we have two. So we'll do one this week, we'll do one next week. How about we do this one? It's like more of a puzzle. You don't ever see
good. Yeah, nice.
You don't see anything like this on the test anymore. That's sort of, well, okay. No question is fun, but when you don't have to take it for real, it's a sort of a fun question. If you actually had to take this question, we wouldn't call it fun. Okay, so here we go. You can see it has a whole different feel. So, okay, each of the boxes above must contain a one number from the following set. Okay, a different number is to be placed in each box. So it's a puzzle. Box P is an odd number. Box Q is an even number. R and S each contain a number that is a multiple of 9. And the number in box P is less than the number in box Q. So what's the leftover number? I mean, we are talking puzzle here, okay? And you can see that you never will get a question like this post 2016, which is when they changed the test. Okay, so we have to do a puzzle, right? So P, now unfortunately they give you more than one odd number, and Q they give you more than one even number. And R and S each.
No.
What?
There are two odd numbers.
Yeah, there are two odd numbers, and there are three evens.
So there are two possibilities for P.
Yeah, I guess should we write them in?
Yeah.
15 and 27. And
Okay.
Q. What?
Stop.
What's wrong?
Stop. Stop.
I think
Draw a decision tree. Down at the top.
I don't know how to do a decision.
Well, I'll teach you.
Go ahead.
I'll teach you.
Teach the world.
One possibility is to make P equal to 15. The other possibility is to make P equal to 27.
Why don't we deal with number 3 first? Because it seems
because 2 is the smallest number that distinguishes things.
Okay. No,
Q contains an even number.
Number 3 also is just there are only 2 numbers that are multiples of 9.
Okay, good. Both R and S contain a number. That's a good idea. Multiple of 9. So what are the multiples of 9?
18 and 27.
18 and 27.
Okay.
So the two possibilities are R and S. So R equals 18 and S equals 27.
So immediately P is 15. P has to be 15 because R and S are both 18 and 27 is R and S. So that means it can't be in P. So P has to be 15.
Oh, good.
Yeah. How could
they
make this
so this branch is closed off.
Right. Yeah. Well, okay, fine. Now I wonder if it's even going to matter whether R and S is 15.
Okay, so see, we checked condition 1. We checked condition 3. And okay, so Q has to be an even number. So we took care of.
Why don't we deal with 4? The number in P is less than.
Okay, so okay, I think we should deal with Q now, right?
No, we should deal with this. We should deal with this constraint. So Q has to be greater than 15. But there's only one number greater than 15 that qualifies at 16. Because it can't be 18 or 27, because 18 and 27 is stuck here.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether it's 18 or 27, so that makes it safe.
So Q has to be greater than 15. So Q can only be 16 or 18. Very good.
But it can't be 18 because 18 is stuck. Now it turns out we are never going to know whether R and S or S and R, 18, 27, 27, 18, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter to the answer.
Okay.
Wait, so what about this Q contains an even number? Oh yeah, Q does contain an even number. Wow, look at that. So it's doubly constrained. We didn't even need to know that. This is, what do they call that stuff in math? Something is over-constrained or they tell you too many. It's not necessary to know that, right? We never use Q contains an even number.
We didn't.
I don't think so. Did we?
Well,
Q is determined by the fact that
the number in P. So Q has to be has to be greater than 15.
And not 18 or 27.
Wait, Q has to be greater than 15 just because of this.
Constraint 4, yeah.
Okay. So Q could either be 16 or 18.
It can't be 18.
Look, what about here? What about this branch?
It can't be 18 because R and S each contain a number that 18 is stuck. 18 is constrained to be either R or S because of 3.
Oh.
Right?
So if S...
These guys are locked.
So if S is
This guy's a lot.
So what? Oh, so either R or S have to be 18. Therefore, Q cannot be 18. Good point.
Right, those are locked
So
in.
Q.
Yeah.
So but either R or S. So the 18 is used up by R and S.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah.
So Q can't be Q. So Q could only be the only. So Q has to be 16.
Right. Yeah, we know this. So that means T is 8.
Okay.
So, just because decision trees is maybe the fancy way to do it, doesn't necessarily mean that it's the fastest way. Sometimes I get stuck in this thing where I see a problem and I do it the way that it normally is done, but you have to be flexible. A decision tree seems like it would take too much time.
But why can't P be 27? Because S at 27 is used up by the R and the S.
Right. Because P needs to be odd. And there's a one odd number that's a multiple of 9, and there's one odd number that's not a multiple of 9.
Yeah. So P has to be 15.
Right. So they sort of play games with you in that it was important.
Okay.
It was important to start with these constraints down here. These constraints seemed like they gave us more information faster than.
Yeah.
But we needed to combine 4 and 1 to get P.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. It's a good puzzle.
Yeah. I closed the book, which means I don't know the answer. Oops. Okay, so we just have to, I guess. I mean, it's not worth our time looking it up. I think we agree that this is the answer. So as you can see, this is more of an IQ test. It's a logic puzzle. You'll never see anything like this. They changed the test in 2016 to be more like questions you'd see in school.
Yeah.
And it stayed that way. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm Joel. I have a PhD in mechanical engineering. I've always liked puzzles. Grew up with Seth, my older brother. Seth is a PhD in math. Seth also did some puzzles, and he introduced me to them. And what are you gonna do? If you like puzzles,
I wonder if you like puzzles more than me.
It's possible. I used to play with those logic puzzles. In fact, I have a book of them. Those logic puzzles. They're nice. They're nice. Some of them are pretty hard. Yeah. Did you ever play those logic puzzles? The ones where Tim and Sally each have a red car. There was Tim, Sally, John, and Erwin have cars.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Did we have this when we were kids?
Yeah, they were in those puzzle books. Where are they? I'm looking from that book. Wait, hold on. Here they are. Large print. For people who like this, go for it. Large print logic puzzles.
Oh.
These things.
Oh,
Ever seen these things?
Grids. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these are great. These are great if you into these things.
Yeah.
They can look at the story. You get a story. You get a story you can read.
Yeah.
And you got the grid. Make sure you do it in pencil. Or make a copy of it. Because these are not that easy. These can really take time and really can drive you crazy. But they're great puzzles. Yeah. So anyway, we try to meet every day to go over how to do an SAT math question. We're really into the concept behind the question. If you're weak on anything, you got to take. If you're going to take the test, SAT, take all Blue Book tests. Practice on all the Blue Book tests. We've heard rumors that Blue Book 4 and Blue Book 6 on the math side are the closest to the actual SAT. So take those seriously. If there's anything you're weak on, go to Khan Academy. Practice on that. With all of our looking around, I personally found a group called Prep Pros. They seem to have a real good handle on what is on the test, particularly the hard questions. If you're shooting for that perfect score, you are going to want to practice questions that you've never seen before, and you got to find resources that have those. It is not going to be Khan Academy. You have to go to other sources like Prep Pros. We do not get any money from them. We do not. There's no we have no relationship other than we just observe that this seems to be a place that does have access to these things. And there are also YouTube videos on really hard SAT questions if you're shooting for the 800. If you're not, then just make sure you focus on really all the concepts. Okay, so I think that's it for today. So we did our Throwback Thursday. All right, please dislike our videos. We take all the comments very seriously. And I guess just last thing to say is have a great day. Take care, everyone.
You too. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye.